Krishna Jai Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivacharya Svatara Satyasi Srimani Svangai Sesi Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Goti Vaishnavinda Ki Nama Acharya Srila Hardasa Kaur Ki Brahmasa Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Harsavasari Gaur Bhaktivedanta Ki Shri Shri Radha Govinda Gopinath Shamakunda Radhakunda Gita Govardhan Ki Vrindavan Dham Ki Shri Maya Purnavadip Dham Ki Yamuna Mai Ki Ganga Mai Ki Bhakti Devi Ki Samveda Bhaktivinoda Ki Tulsi Maharani Ki Shri Shri Gaurnitai Ki Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhara Devi Ki Shri Shri Radha Govinda Ki Shri Ramanuja Acharya Ki Nitai Gaur Premanandi. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. So Kirtan night here. Great. I'm looking forward to it. 2 hours of Kirtan. You know, they don't do that so much in the States anymore. Long Kirtans like that, unfortunately. You're very fortunate like that. Nice to see you here in Asari. Devotional clothes. Great. Yeah. Dressing in devotional clothes, wearing tilak, helps us to shift our identity. We want to transfer our ego from false ego to real ego. False ego being this body and whatever its relationships are, and the real ego being servant of Krishna and a inhabitant of Goloka Vrindavan. So there's two beautiful books that, if you haven't read, you should read. Gonadesh Deepika, which is all about the personalities in Lord Chaitanya's Leela and their identities in the spiritual world. And then Radha Krishna Gonadesh Deepika, which is all about it's the who's who of Vrindavan, and who it gives the various names of the personalities, their relationship to Krishna, their eye color, their hair color, what clothes they wear, and so on. And so by reading that, we get a sense of the village of Vrindavan. It's not just some vague idea of Vrindavan, but it becomes personal. And I made a mind map of that, which really helps to be able to look at and see it in relationship. Mind map, does anybody not know what mind map is? No? Okay. It's a computer application in which you can make a two-dimensional arrangement of things. So there's Krishna in the center, and then there's his parents, right? Nanda Maharaj, Mother Yasoda, their parents, right? Their friends. Then there's the cowherd boys and all of their names, and then there's the gopis, like that. So you see it in a you can blow it up or shrink it, and then you can see it gives you a visual image of Vrindavan. If you would like a copy of that, write to me, Dhanesvara das Goswami @gmail.com, and I'll be happy to send you a copy. Okay, yes. So tonight we're going to talk about the holy name. So we're going to begin in 5,000 years ago. Prior to the Battle of Kurukshetra, or prior to the Bhagavad Gita being spoken, The basic, everybody was following Varnashram Dharma, and according to the method of Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Okay? Many Indians still follow this path. Dharma means what are the rules of religion. Artha means you acquire your wealth according to the rules of religion. Kama, enjoy the world. And then at the end of life, renounce all of that and go for moksha or liberation. So everybody was more or less following that, plus the large-scale temple worship of Dwapara Yuga. So in Bhagavad Gita, in the 4th chapter, Lord Krishna, he states, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhutanama dharmasya tadatmanam shrijamyaham. In every millennium, I advent to annihilate the miscreants and to establish the principles of religion. And so that's what Krishna did with his advent. Of course, he annihilated so many demons, and by speaking Bhagavad Gita, he's establishing the principles of religion. And so, in the 2nd chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna is inquiring about the man of transcendence. What is he like? Krishna is encouraging Arjuna to transcend. So Arjuna says, okay, well, what does that mean? What's that like, to transcend? And Krishna explains there in the 2nd chapter the various characteristics of a transcendentalist. Then, in the 3rd chapter, Krishna also speaks about not being attached to fruitive activity. And this instruction he gives many, many times throughout the Bhagavad Gita in practically every chapter. And trying to remember the sloka. No, it's 2nd chapter. Karmanya varikara se ma paleshu kadachana ma karma palahetu urburamate sangosta karmani. Krishna says to Arjuna, you have a right to perform your prescribed duty, but you are not entitled to the results of your activities. Never be attached to not doing your duty. Never be attached to not doing your duty, and never consider yourself to be the doer of activities. So, this concept of fruitive work, right? We're not entitled to the fruits of action. This is very significant because why? We were talking, or touching on that a little bit yesterday, in terms of our identification with I and mine. So when I engage in fruitive activities to acquire more, I become more. This is almost inevitable. So therefore, Krishna is telling Arjuna, don't be attached to the results of your activities. They're not meant for you. Who are they meant for? We create some results. Who are they meant for? Huh?
Yagya or Vishnu.
Who?
Yagya or Vishnu or Krishna.
Yes, Krishna. Right. When we give the results of our activities to Krishna, this is then called devotional service. So, now we have to, when we do this, we have to understand how this happens. 327, who knows 327? No. The bewildered spirit soul under the influence of the three modes of material nature.
I don't know how it starts. It's second. Prakriti kriyamana niguna karmani sapasha ahankara vimudat makarta hamiti.
Thank you. So, the bewildered spirit soul under the influence of the modes of material nature thinks that he's a doer of activities, but they're actually being carried out by nature. So, how does that happen? This is called the principle of karma, and we must understand that. Karma takes place, generally this word is translated as action, karma. But before every action, there's something else that precedes it. What's that?
Desire or thought.
Desire. Yeah. We don't do anything without having a purpose. So first there's a desire. So the desire is what sets everything into motion. I want something, therefore I act, and then I think I'm the doer, and I get the results of the activities, and they're mine to enjoy. This is mine. But the process, that's loka, these activities are carried out by nature. We desire, and it's material nature that provides the result. So desire takes place where? What part of our self?
In the heart.
Mind. Yeah, mind. So the mind. Now the mind also thinks himself to be the enjoyer. We talked about the enjoyer, right? The sense stimuli are coming, the stimuli are coming to the senses, that is fed into the mind, but are we, the soul, enjoying that? No. The mind is interpreting that as good or bad, acceptable or not, right? And because we identify with the mind, we think this is good or bad, acceptable or not. So we have to understand the actions of the mind and how they are working, and particularly in terms of karma. Now, many books have been written about this, and I know the American authors, maybe you have some of your own, but for example, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Yeah, okay. The Power of Positive Thinking. Norman Vincent Peale. How about Creative Visualization by Shakti Gawain? That was the 70s book. Unlimited Power by Anthony Robbins. Or the more recent one, The Secret. Anybody? The video, the movie? Okay. There's none enough heads bobbing here.
Yeah.
Huh?
Rhonda Byrne. She's the author. Rhonda Byrne.
Rhonda Byrne, yes. Basically, these books all are about karma. They don't understand it's about karma, but that's what they're about. You desire something, and you can do this consciously. You consciously desire something, and you can bring that into your life. But there's two things they don't say, right, in all these books. One is, you're not going to get that result if you don't have the punya, or the pious credit. And two, if you don't get the result in this lifetime, that desire is going to force you to be born again so that you can get it. So Krishna is very kind. He's going to give us every desire that we have. He's going to fulfill every desire we have. And he's going to remind us. Huh? He reminds us, oh, you wanted such and such a thing. Go here and you'll find it. But we have to understand that because the mind is unrestrained, the mind is acting with carte blanche, independently, and the mind sees something, right? oh, that's nice. I want that. Not me, the soul wants that. The mind, who's become a free agent, desires this or that. We have some experience, right? Pistachio ice cream tastes very good. Oh, I want some pistachio ice cream, right? Or I like this car, or I like that dress, or I like this music. Anything like that. So the mind, by contemplating the objects of the senses, right, one develops attachment. Not that we develop attachment, but the mind develops attachment. And then, when the mind sees that again, then the desire comes. So we become victimized by the mind. Therefore, the entire chapter 6 of Bhagavad Gita is all about how to bring the mind under control. So this is basic training for any yogi. How to bring the mind under control. And this is what chapter 6 is all about. So we're going to begin with text number 5. One must deliver himself with the mind and not degrade himself. The mind is the friend of the conditioned soul and his enemy as well. Okay, the friend and the enemy. Next sloka. For one who has conquered the mind is the best friend. But for one who has failed to do so, the mind will remain his greatest enemy. So the uncontrolled mind is our enemy because it's the uncontrolled mind that desires all these things that cause us to be born again and again and again. So that's why we have to bring the mind under control so that it can be our friend. And in Krishna consciousness, we have a method for that. What's that called?
Mantra meditation.
Okay, more specifically?
Japa.
Japa, yes, thank you. Japa. Japa is our method for bringing the mind under control. Unfortunately, many devotees, they've never been trained like that. And so their idea of japa is, I must chant 16 rounds every day. So the tongue is going, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Well, where's the mind?
All over the universe.
All over the place. Yesterday, tomorrow, he said, she said, money, blah, blah, blah. So, what's happening with the mind? It's remaining uncontrolled. Nothing's happening. And the mind's not getting purified. So if we control the mind and cause the mind to listen to the sound vibration of the mantra in what we call meditation, then the mind can become purified and also trained to be submissive, to be under control. So later in this 6th chapter, Arjuna says to Krishna, I don't think that's possible. He says, I think it's easier to control the wind than to control the mind. Right? You can't do that. But Krishna says what? What's his reply? It's possible by
Austerity.
Practice.
Discipline.
practice. Now, in the original book, there's an important word that was taken out in the changed books. Prabhupada's original book says it's possible by constant practice. So constant practice. It's an important word. And constant practice and
surrender.
detachment. Detachment. What's that mean? That means when I'm chanting so many thoughts are going to come into my mind, and oh, they're important. I got to think about that, right? I want to hang on to that thought more than I want to listen to japa. But detachment means let it go. Now, to do that, you need some aids while you're doing your japa. That means a pen and a paper or a recording device, something to write down those ideas that come up. They're always going to come up. So you say, okay, stop, let me write that down, I'll make a note of it, and we'll get back to it later, after japa. And then you go back to your japa meditation. So, by this constant practice and detachment, one gradually learns to bring the mind under control. So, we have also one of the offenses to chanting is what? To chant inattentively, to not be paying attention. And this is very, very important, because if the mind's all over the place, doesn't matter what the tongue is vibrating, you're not going to get the result. So we must learn how to pay attention. In this way, we get the benefit of purifying the mind and bringing the mind under control, so that what? It then becomes our best friend. The best friend, the mind being the best friend, means that it will stand at attention and wait for your orders instead of just going wherever. For most people, because they're not practiced to control the mind's just going. And every desire that the mind comes up with, we become implicated. So that at the end of the life, most people are carrying around this big bag of karma over their shoulder that's going to force them to be born again and again. So we want to eliminate that. And by the process of devotional service, all of those desires, they get burned to ashes. Unless we create more. So this is why we want to bring the mind under control. Now, how do we know that we've got the mind under control? What's the test for understanding that? That's the next sloka. For one who has conquered the mind, happiness, distress, honor, dishonor, heat and cold, they're all the same. Okay, that sounds a little quizzical. Hot and cold are the same. I put this hand in cold water, this hand in hot water. They're the same? No. Okay. Happiness and distress are the same? That sounds like some kind of Zen thing, right? How is it the same? What does that mean? All of these represent a duality. Okay? Hot, cold, that's a duality. Honor, dishonor, that's a duality. Where does duality come from? Everybody in this world is suffering from duality. Right? They want to get the happiness and not the distress. But because happiness and distress are a duality, you don't get one without the other. But they think they can. How is duality created? By the mind. Are you surprised? Now, the mind creates duality. Okay, what does that mean? The mind is taking the position of the enjoyer. But, Bhagavad Gita, of course, Krishna says he's the only enjoyer. But the mind, that's its business, to enjoy sense objects. So, the mind's taken this position of the enjoyer, and the mind says, I like this, and I don't like that. This is good, that's bad. This is acceptable, that is not. What's that? Duality. Right? The mind is creating duality that we suffer from. Because why? Because the mind is taking the position of the enjoyer. We can't enjoy everything, so therefore we limit. I like this, I don't like that. I want this, I don't want that. So the mind, the uncontrolled mind, is creating duality. And we suffer from that. And we don't even understand that, because we don't understand that we're not the mind. Most people, they don't think that they're separate from the mind. It's just me. Right? I want this, I want that. So nobody's saying, my mind wants that. No, I want that. But the mind is creating the duality. So, what's it saying? For one who has conquered the mind, this duality goes away. How is that? The trained mind recognizes, or let's say the intelligence recognizes, Krishna is the only enjoyer. Oh, I see a pretty girl. Oh, that girl's not so pretty. No, we don't do that anymore. This girl's beauty is meant for Krishna to enjoy. And that girl, she is also meant for Krishna to enjoy. Right? Krishna's the enjoyer, not me. So the mind and the intelligence acting together, they bring this duality under control. And that's how we understand that we have conquered the mind. That duality will go away. You will see it go away if you practice bringing the mind under control, and if you're attentive to remember that Krishna is the enjoyer. Remember yesterday we were talking about being conscious of our consciousness, right? What's going on up here? What am I thinking? What's going through my mind? This is why we must be introspective, pay attention. And when we see the mind trying to enjoy, give it a good slap, or beat it with a stick, or a shoe. And remember, Krishna's the enjoyer. So this takes some practice. By chanting japa attentively, this will bring the mind under control, and it will help then throughout the rest of the day to remember, especially if, well, the intelligence needs to be trained in understanding, remembering the instructions of Bhagavad Gita also. So with the purified intelligence and the purified mind, then we can move through this world and act in this world without being affected by the world. Now something else happens also when the mind is controlled. And what is that? One comes in contact with the super soul. Very important. Krishna's in our heart. He's giving instructions what to do. And are we going to listen or not? For that, let's turn to 1857. We'll see what Krishna says about that there. 1857. In all activities, just depend upon me and work always under my protection. In such devotional service, be fully conscious of me. Be conscious of me how? As the super soul. If we've conquered the mind, we can be in contact with the super soul. And Krishna says, in all activities, depend upon me and be fully conscious of me. That's what we want to do. This is Krishna consciousness. Being conscious of Krishna as the super soul within. Now, now we come to the point of surrender. Maybe you've heard that word before. It's often abused in ISKCON. Surrender, Prabhu. Surrender. Krishna says, if you become conscious of me, and he doesn't say that here, and do what I say, surrender, you will pass over all the obstacles of conditioned life by my grace. But if you do not work in such consciousness, but act through false ego, not hearing me, you will be lost. So, everybody in this material world is basically lost. And it's only those devotees who have not only come in contact with the Super Soul, but then are willing to surrender. Now, this is going to take some practice. Super Soul is our best friend. He knows everything. He's in the heart of everybody. And he wants to help us out. So he may say something like, take your umbrella today, it's going to rain. And you look out the window and nice blue sky. I don't want to carry around the umbrella. Nah. But then later on, you get caught in the rain. And then you remember, oh, that was my friend the Super Soul telling me to take the umbrella, and I didn't pay attention. I didn't surrender. Or he may say something like, don't put your keys there, you'll forget them. And what do? You don't surrender. And then later on you're looking, where's my keys? Oh yeah, I left them back there. My friend told me not to do that and I didn't pay attention to him. You're going to experience this. We need to practice because we're not in the habit of hearing the Super Soul and surrendering. So, this is one of the qualifications of the bona fide spiritual master, right? The bona fide, now bona fide, these two words are very important. Prabhupada puts this adjective in front of the word spiritual master almost every time. And we should understand what is bona fide. There's several distinct criteria that Prabhupada gives for that. And one of them is that he's in contact with the Super Soul. Because the bona fide spiritual master is called the transparent via medium, right? He's the external representative of the Super Soul. Because the neophyte devotee cannot hear the Super Soul, the spiritual master can. He's receiving dictation in the heart and he instructs the disciple what to do. Not according to his whim, but according to how he's instructed by the Super Soul. So I'll give you some examples of that. Prabhupada was in Los Angeles one time. He was speaking with a university professor. And he told the professor, Krishna tells me what to say. Well, Rameshwar Prabhu was with him at that time and tried to correct Prabhupada. He said, what Prabhupada means is Krishna gives him the intelligence what to say. And Prabhupada said, no, Krishna tells me what to say. I'll give you another example. This is in Bombay, when the temple was being built at Juhu. So Prabhupada was out on the morning walk. No, let's see. Oh yeah, different, same personality, different way. Giriraj Maharaj. He was just starting to come to the temple. This is in Boston. And he had a car. The devotees didn't have a car. Prabhupada was in town and having a speaking engagement, so they asked him to drive everybody over to hear Prabhupada's lecture. So he did, and he was sitting there in the lecture, and Prabhupada took questions after his lecture, and Giriraj, he asked a question. Now, I don't remember specifically what the question was, but that's not so important. The answer was, Prabhupada said, that depends on whether you want to serve God or whether you want to try to be God. Okay. Immediately Giriraj said, I understood, this is my spiritual master. Why? On his bathroom mirror, when he would get up every morning to shave and so on, he would had a sticker on the mirror to remind him, you are God. So when Prabhupada said, well, do you want to try to be God or do you want to serve God? He immediately understood, this man is my spiritual master. So if you see the Siddhanta Prabhu, he did many recordings of various devotees and their pastime experiences with Srila Prabhupada. Many devotees said, it seemed like he could read my mind. Well, Prabhupada wasn't a mind reader, but he was in contact with the super soul. And Krishna told him what to say. And he surrendered and said that. So we all want to come to this position. We all want to come in direct contact with the super soul, so that what? Krishna is guiding us through life, so that if you surrender unto me, you will pass over all the obstacles of conditioned life by my grace. Cakewalk. We got to get there though. How long is it going to take? If you know the process and you apply yourself, it shouldn't take very long. Depends on how diligently we apply ourselves. Narta Nivritti, we have to get rid of the unwanted things. We have to purify the consciousness, the mind, and the intelligence, the body, the senses. Okay, 5 years, 10 years, it can be done. Or it can be dragged out for lifetimes. So, this is the whole point of japa, to bring the mind under control, to meditate on the sound of the holy name very attentively and bring the mind under control. And then we have the test to see how are we doing. And then we have the test to see if we're going to surrender or not. Okay? All right, that's the process. We'll stop there for questions.
Thank you for a very good lecture. Thank you for a good lecture. So how do we know that it's not the mind and it's super soul when we get some kind of thoughts, like you said, don't leave the keys there, or take an umbrella?
Well, the first thing is you'll be able to see easier that you're free from duality. Duality will go away. Okay? That's easier to then, when you find yourself in that situation, then you can, that's your clue to begin listening for super soul. Now, super soul is not demanding. It's very soft. It's a whisper, right? They say that wee soft voice within. It's a suggestion Take it or leave it. But you'll be able to tell whether you're free from duality before that. Honor and dishonor are the same. You know, somebody doesn't say hi to me or respect me or spits on me, or they say hi or same thing. Happiness and distress, same thing. That's a big one, right? What's that mean? Material happiness and distress, not transcendental happiness, not the happiness, the joy from kirtan. That will still be there. But you'll see in the mind that things that formerly would make you happy, okay, it's just another thing. Or things that formerly would make you unhappy, okay, just happens. So that's easier to see. When you see that, then you can begin to discern the voice of the super soul. Okay?
I think that we know good Shastra. We can have relationship with super soul better. You understand? Yes, we can see, have a view. Shastra chakshu.
Well, here we're speaking about a specific way that, let's say, what is the qualification by which we're going to hear the super soul? Okay, that's what we're speaking about. So otherwise, if we're not qualified, we can speculate. Oh yeah, I mean, we hear people saying that, you know, God told me to kill all these people. Is that super soul? So people can imagine all kinds of things and say, well, God told me to do that. But the real test is, are we free from duality? Then we can understand. If we're not free from duality, then probably not. And, you know, that means what? We have to be looking, we have to be pursuing the path diligently so that we're actually looking to see, how am I progressing? Am I making, you know, am I getting there? Do I see the result? Is it happening? How do I experience the result of my practice in my life? So this means being serious about our sadhana, about our devotional service. Not casual devotional service, part-time devotional service. That's not going to work. We're not going to get there with that.
How we know that we chant good?
How do we know?
The Dobra mantra.
That we chant properly. How do we know? How can we recognize that our chanting is proper?
Prabhupada instructed us one should chant clearly, pronounce the words clearly with the help of the lips and the tongue. Takes too much. Maybe I can find it later. I often sneak up on devotees who are chanting their japa. And many of them, you can't hear the words Hare Krishna very plainly. Let's put it like that. What happens is we get into a habit of what we're doing. right? Especially if we're not used to hearing the mantra, or just blah blah blahing the mantra. And so we pick up our beads and blah blah blah. That's often what it sounds like. So, yeah, this is again a meditation. What are we meditating on? Snick snick ram ram snick snick ram. Or Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Huh? 16 syllables. Record yourself sometime while you're chanting. Listen to it. I did that for a friend one time. He was aghast. He said, "That's what I sound like?" Yeah. So, again, if we're not diligent in our pursuit of Bhakti Yoga, we're not going to get the result. So we should try to do every step carefully and attentively. And when we do that, we will see results. If we're not seeing results, it means something's wrong. We're doing something wrong. Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes this, Chaitanya Shikshamrita. One should look and see that they're making progress in devotional service. And if they're not, they should look and see what they're doing wrong. It's simple. Because why? Because it's a science. If we do the science correctly, we will get the result. And if we're not following it correctly, we won't. So, we should understand what the results are. Can anybody say from Bhagavad Gita where Prabhupada gives a test of how we are making progress?
Knowledge and detachment. Knowledge and detachment.
Specifically, a place in Bhagavad Gita? Okay, study your Bhagavad Gita more carefully. Chapter 13, texts 8 to 12. Krishna gives a whole list of qualities which he describes as knowledge. And Prabhupada explains every one of those in detail. But in the opening paragraph, he says, one should have a test to see how they are progressing in devotional service, and one can use these items to see how they are doing. So humility, pridelessness, non-violence, detachment from wife, home, children, and the rest, on and on and on. So there's a list. There's something we can look at to see, are we making progress? And if we're not making progress, what am I doing? 10 offenses to the holy name? Somewhere? We have to examine, see how we're doing.
Maharaj, tamo si spomenuo da, rekao si da ne možemo, želja ne može naša biti ispunjena ukoliko nemamo pobožni zaliv.
You said that our desire cannot be fulfilled. You said in the class that our desires cannot be fulfilled if we don't have punya or pious accumulations of pious.
Yeah, right.
Možeš li objasniti kako smo mi onda dobili tu milost, kako smo mi to dobili, na temu čega smo dobili tu milost, da dobijemo tu milost ovoga Šila Prabhupada, da dobijemo svjesnost Krišne, da nam se nudi.
Can you explain how then we become able to get this mercy of Krishna consciousness in relation to that?
Those are two different things. The first one is desire for material results.
I know, we are full of this.
Desire for material results. The other one is desire. Okay, devotion, Krishna consciousness begins with faith. And faith begins with associating with devotees. So Shravanam Kirtanam what is it? Yeah, Adau Shraddha. So first comes faith, then association with devotees. So we have a desire for some spiritual progress. Krishna will direct us to associate with devotees. That's a different kind of desire. And we don't need punya for that one. Krishna's very happy to see that, oh, finally, my devotee, he's thinking of me, he wants to come back to me. He's very eager to help us for that. So for that one, we don't require punya. Does that answer your question?
Jesmo mi
Yeah.
puni tih materijalnih želja. Puni smo bili materijalnih želja, u jednom trenutku nas se pojavilo to.
Otherwise, we are usually full of material desires, but all of a sudden we got mercy. How it's possible?
So the mercy is there. The question is, who will take it? Will you take it or not? Right? We go out on Harinam, we go out giving books. Most people are saying no, no, no. So who's gonna take it? Lord Chaitanya is giving the mercy, but yeah, we have to grab it.
Oni koji nisu imali, znači na neki način su morali dobiti tu milost, tu ovoga, da su se prihvatili.
Bhagavad Prabhu said that, does that mean that those people who develop ability to take it, that they build some pious accumulations?
They what?
They accumulated some pious deeds.
Could be causeless mercy. Could be that you're picking up where you left off in your last life. It's difficult to say. There's all different kinds of reasons.
Možemo vidjeti da čak, ja sam vidio u Ratayati, u Harinamu i tako da ima ljudi koji ne žele čuti sve to i ne otvaraju uši i...
I have seen in, for example, Ratha Yatra, some places like Harinam, that people block their ears. They don't want to hear.
Yeah?
Don't want. They don't want.
Sure. Okay.
Okay.
Last call. Anything else? Am I speaking here again?
Sorry?
Am I speaking here again?
Yeah.
Is this last time?
No.
Again,
Tuesday,
next week.
Tuesday and Wednesday.
Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a request. Ladies, I need some sewing help, if anybody can do that. And I also need some help with literary work to help publish my books. If anybody has experience with that and would like to assist me, I'd be very, very happy. So let me know. Was there something else?
No, those two things. That's what you told me.
I can help with sewing, but you have to tell me.
Of course.
What-
Of course I'll tell you.
I mean,
Okay.
then I can tell you if I can help.
Sure.
Then on Tuesday,
Very simple.
Okay.
on Tuesday you will bring what is to be sown, yeah?
I can say it. I can tell her now.
Yeah.
Okay then. Kirtan! Srila Prabhupada ki.
Jai! Jai!
Mhm.
Mislim da se ovdje se ostavimo.
Make it lively.
Excuse me?
Make it lively.
Okay.
That's it? Bigger ones?
Hare Krishna.
Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristaya Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Samirti Nalinena Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristaya Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Samirti Naline Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Ushatya Disha Tarine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Ushatya Disha Tarine Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Sri
A možda još neko karat, ali ako može, ne može. Ti imaš, a? Ti imaš.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare
Svi zajedno. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Gaur Premanande.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was nice.
Oh wow. I'm encouraged.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Još jednom. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Šila Prabhupada ki jai, Šima Sundar ki jai. Ok, još ja pijanem. Može. Hoćeš da zatvorimo ovaj vrat ili da bude?
Pa da.
Da zatvorim?
Da mi zaleđe mi. Malo su mi... Hvala. Ček. Budem sjetiti što tako. Ajde, prvo podignuti do ovako. Može mi biti da bude nekako. Molim te, daj pazi ovu čašu da poslije onda.
Može neko maknu čašu da ne srušimo s kablom?
Dobro, imam još sad. Možeš samo na ovaj drugi put. Da. Hare Krishna, moja podglasa. Ne.
Ovaj stav.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Rama
Hare
moram maknuti od zvučnika jer ću glušiti i malo stišati. Mislim, ja ću se sad maknuti. Možeš mi pomoći da se maknem sam?
Da, može. Mogu ti ja pomaknuti.
Moj? Možeš mi pomoći da se ja pomaknem, da ne prebaciš mikrofon na ovu stranu?
Može, samo malo.
Gore iza. Malo te stišam. Kratko. Krišna, ma okej, samo što pišete. Ja sam